Yo, SOS podcast. Trying to accept you boys in here. Yo, is you frozen?
It is I,
Yeah,
Fins.
you got one of the two. I think Brandon is frozen.
He's moving to me.
Okay.
He did the same trick again. You fell for it twice. If you fall for it a third time, I don't know. Pull the chopper out or something. Whatever J. Cole said.
Yeah, pull Brandon shop and let it rain on you and shit.
How's everybody doing tonight?
We
Hey,
good. We good.
chilling,
Well,
chilling, man.
I'm about to sound like a member of the bourgeoisie, but I'm over here looking at hotels for my vacation
Oh
on the
yeah,
beginning of the year.
oh yeah. Where you going to?
Hopefully Thailand, and like let me tell you. These motherfuckers are so broke. I'm over here looking at like, oh my god, 30,000 baht. That sounds expensive. All of a sudden, that's only like $500.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm sorry, and I'm gonna feel bad too because I'm an American. So I was like, I would just be like this bourgeoisie. Like I'm not even a member of the bourgeoisie. I'm just a privileged asshole who just through the lucky dice roll of life was able to be an American. I'm gonna be over here like, wow, how much? What 10 baht? What's that like? A fucking a nut hair? Here you go. Thank you, sir. Like, I was just like, anyway, that was wrong. Hey, Jace.
You got a
He
dog?
wouldn't. He wouldn't stop messing with me. I had to look. Now you up? What? You got something to say? Nothing.
You got a
Uh,
dog and Tenzin knows the name of this dog?
I. We had this dog for almost
yeah,
2 years now.
like I think you probably just zone out when like we talk about because Lauren doesn't like animals. Everybody, he probably just be zoning out. Just be like, yeah, man, my dog Chase is just like, doo, 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 doo. Like, but anyway, I think we have a car guy on today if he
Oh,
shows up.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I don't know shit about cars except put the gas in and well, we don't even crank it anymore. We press the button and hit the brake pedal.
You remember? You remember? There was a time when that Wiz Khalifa line. He said, "No keys, push to start." That was like an innovative line, and now that's like,
That's like standard.
yeah, that's standard now. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I wonder, like is like the CarPlay standard these days now? Because like when is that gonna stop being a flex?
The the what being a flex?
Like CarPlay, I think it is like that screen on your dash. Is like you hook your
Oh,
phone in, and like if you do your
I feel like
navigation, it shows the map.
I feel like that's pretty standard now.
Oh damn! So I can't flex about that either.
I
Darn.
still be getting a couple of oohs and ahs when people see that. Ooh, because I took the Google GPS. I got like the Earth terrain, so they be like, "Ooh, the display is nice." You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm like, oh, that's fancy there. Where'd you get that?
I know.
But that's yeah. But hey, I feel like we
What's
should
y'all? How was y'all week so far and shit?
I was gonna say we should top it off, give it an official SOS send off to our brother Takeoff. Man,
Yeah, that was shit.
that's
I mean,
terrible,
I've
man.
been hearing different things. Like I heard that was friendly fire.
Yeah, I heard
And
that too.
see, I've heard three separate stories. I heard that story, then I heard another story
Hello, Ashley.
that it was like stop. That it was like Jay Prince's son or whatever. Then I heard a story that like me, that Quavo and Takeoff both was trying to stop a fight between two other groups, and then that's how the
Wow.
shots rang out. So, like, I don't think there's been an official story yet. You know what I mean? I think everybody just saying stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's hard to
Yeah.
know what to believe for real.
Oh, we got a speculation, but it's
Yeah, could
unfortunate.
you imagine like if that is the case, like could you imagine pulling out the burner, like hitting your man's and then
Yeah,
as
It's
if now you gotta go down, like you gotta go down as a result. That's crazy.
yeah.
pretty much raising
That's
Canaan, right?
for real.
I was laughing at the raising Canaan.
No,
No,
Okay.
what happened on what part of Raising Canaan was that?
Remember, like they had to, take out that white girl because she was like a loose end, even though I don't know how. But like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, dude was wrestling the
yeah.
guy, but like, the other dude instead of just stomping on guy, he's just like, well, I'm gonna try to shoot him, but he ended up
This is a
Right.
shooting his
weird.
own guy.
This is a weird pivot, but like
Dumb.
somebody brought up, uh, they said that whenever 50 Cent writes stuff, he makes the dumbest mobsters in the world. Like these dudes are straight stupid.
It was
Like
just that one guy. He was so cartoonishly
some
racist.
of the other
Like,
ones is pretty weird too. Like you know what I mean. The only confident one so far is like the boss dude, and then like the one shooter dude who got popped. But other than that, like some of the rest of it was just goofy.
shoot, that
Just
shooter, he was always like, "Give me another chance." I'm like, dang, like, I don't know, like how much experience? Hey, Jace. Anyway, how much experience do you have to like? I mean, I guess in that life, they'll be like, "Well, come on, just give me another chance. I'll complete it this time." I'm like, you should be glad that you missed. I don't know,
that's
like.
all mob stuff though. That's like stereotypical mob stuff. Hey Tony, baby, come on, man. What are you doing?
Like Brandon, what you were saying, like that episode of Sopranos, like dude had lung cancer, but he still wanted to go on drills. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Stop. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess especially too, like when so much of your identity and validation is wrapped up in whether or not you can put in work. It's just like,
mm. I guess so. Like, cause like no matter what organization you join, whether it be like your job, the military, whatever, like there's always like that indoctrination phase. So like they gotta like fix your mind up to make you like think, oh yeah, this is what I was meant to be. Like. But I couldn't imagine being indoctrinated into like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna die over this color. And when they carry me out on the stretcher, I'm gonna throw my gang sign up so niggas can know that it's to the death of me, literally.
well, I don't know. It's like I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. You gotta think these people was coming into that game when they like 10. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier to like get into their head about it.
Hmm.
I mean, that's just like listening to rap music, and you'd be like, "Damn, man, pimps are the coolest people in the world."
I
But
know,
then you
right?
grow up and be like, "Oh, actually, they're kind of they're
Right.
pretty much
Yeah.
sex traffickers."
Right.
Because like
What was
they
else?
Nah, just like the indoctrination that goes into like living that
Yeah.
criminal life. Like,
Oh, we was me and Tenzin had this joke around the other day about we was talking about the movie The Warriors, and like imagine the generation of warriors that was going from like like mid '80s. You know what I mean? Like what did they do when like the Bloods and the Crips started coming? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like all the other, because like they was just beating up regular folks and doing petty thefts, and they was wearing all these outlandish gang colors, and like what happened when they first encountered Bloods? Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can you imagine? There's like Swan, you gotta come quick.
I heard
They
about that
shot
too,
him.
Big John. Like,
They
but I
shot
don't
him.
know
What?
when.
What do you think?
What? I mean, I thought we took out the one guy with the gun. There's more of
No,
them
no,
with guns.
you don't understand. They all have guns for some reason. We,
I've challenged their best guy to a fight. He shot me in the fucking leg.
yeah, I told him, what do you step up so we could throw down? And they said we don't do that pussy ass one-on-one shit.
No, it was like I wanted to settle this diplomatically with a spray painting contest.
I know, right? Like
Man,
who can bomb their colors the best, brother?
I, tr- I tried to challenge him to a karate fight, and next thing you know, he pulled out a gun and shot me in the kneecap. I didn't understand. I
I
thought
can't
we were
even
supposed
fight
to
no
fight
more.
one on one.
Well, actually, even well, they were definitely jumping niggas back then, but
Oh yeah, because they jumped your boy. Like
hmm
they jumped Cleon
it's
with
like
them
them
elbows.
karate niggas would have been shot the fuck up. That's for sure. Like
Oh,
it
Yeah, that
wasn't.
was,
well, that's probably why somebody would join those Bloods of the Crimson Referral. You imagine every day getting beat up by them karate dudes. Like after a
And having to
while,
hear, can you dig it? Like after your
yeah,
ass,
I'm joining the Crips and I'm coming back with a gun and like, no, like,
got
hey,
myself a gun.
remember when you did that spinning heel kick to my chest the other day? Ha ha ha
Spinning lead kick, nigga. I
ha.
don't
he said spinning hill kid.
know.
That whole movie would be problematic. Like if they would have to redo like a lot of the writing in that movie because that shit was crazy. Like
Oh
you
yeah, just
Oh
imagine
because of
some of
that
yeah,
the shit they
generation
do.
gap. Yeah.
like, cause they heavily
Attention,
imply
papas.
it was implied that the Warriors was rapists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, Ajax definitely was. I mean, this
yeah.
nigga like he's like, damn, I'm on the run. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to rape this woman. Oh
I know,
fuck, she's a
right?
cop. I was like, good
That,
riddance, Ajax.
but
Jeez.
like to me, the way Swan said it, he made it seem like he would have done it if they wasn't on the run. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like they was all rapists.
That nigga, cause that nigga Swan looked at that lady like, man, we should all run train on you right now. Like, I'm like unprovoked. Like, I was like, where did that come from, Swan? Like,
they was all
and,
terrible. I mean,
and that
don't get
lady
me
was
wrong.
so street poison, she probably would have just let it happen.
Yeah. Also, there's another factor with that chick. Like, all right, so she wasn't even a high class prostitute. She was like street level prostitute messing with these gangsters, the
She
dirty
hung with the
gangsters.
orphans. Like, that's how you know she
Right.
wasn't.
So let's be real. She was dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like you hit it once
They
and
all
it's
getting the
over.
clap.
Yeah, like she looked dirty for real. She looked like she ain't seen a shower in a while, bro.
Actually,
Like
there was another gang with the guns too. The all female gang. Like they had a
yeah, but
gun.
they only had one gun
Right.
between 13 of them. Like they was like they assigned one shooter and said, "Hey, you gonna be the shooter of the crew." That's
And
what I'm saying.
she
I'm just
and
like,
she fucked that up. I don't know how she missed Cochise, that big ass
yeah.
apple. But
That's what I was saying. Like when 1985 and stuff came and all the serious gangs came, they didn't know what to do. They was just like, "What's going
oh
on?"
yeah, they are called blizzards. Man, my boy Big John still knows the gang names. What?
Well, apparently in the
that must have
book,
been his movie.
they said there was supposed to be another gang that I guess they was too scared to put in the movie back then. They
Uh,
was supposed to be an all dude. I mean, they was all dudes, but like they was gay.
oh, I mean, they had the top
So
hats, so I mean, what the fuck? Like they had the drama kids in there. They might as well have
that's
put.
my thing. If you was part of the mob gang, like how are you hard? Like I mean, we was joking about this the other day. Like I'm not scared of you if you come up in a mob if you got a whole thing with you and mob gangs. Like you know what I mean? Like you sitting there doing this trying to rob me. Like I know.
To
I
be
I'm
honest,
mean,
not.
you
I'm,
most
know what? I'd
prepared
have
was the
gotten got.
baseball gang.
Oh my god.
The baseball
oh
gang was
well.
prepared as fuck. They had bats, uniforms, and
Yeah,
shit.
kind of like on the game, like second to the police, they were like the hardest niggas to
Oh
fight.
yeah, they was on that ass. They was
Well,
on his ass.
I was telling Mark, oh, Tenzin this, but I was listening to this podcast of people who like discuss movies and stuff, and they was talking about this movie, and they was saying that if you line up like, because you know how you got to follow the subway map in the movie, if you lined up where they was at, they was technically near like
Oh yeah, you say
they
like a
was in
rich part
like
of town, right?
yeah,
Like
they was in like
Manhattan
a
or
rich
somewhere.
part of New York, kind of like Manhattan. So for real, there was just a bunch of preppy white dudes who dressed up in
Just
old
bored
Yankees
as fuck.
uniforms.
Just
Like, they didn't have to do that. They was doing that because they wanted to.
yeah, I could have made it to the league, but instead I'm in the streets beating up minorities with baseball bats. You know, like
Oh, bro, you know they was probably racist, saying the wildest stuff. The gang
Tony,
that,
crack his fucking cranium. Give it to me. Come on.
well, was that a bully walking down
cause
the
like,
street?
cause like, like on the game, like to have a chance against them, like you had to hope that like you knock one of their bats out of their hand so you can pick it up and start swinging
Yeah.
at them. Like,
The gang that always confused me was the Turnbull ACs.
oh yeah, because
They was
like,
the multicultural skinhead gang.
hello,
They
Gloria.
had skinheads of every race and nationality, and I was like, that's weird. I never heard of a multicultural skinhead gang. That's like
Dude.
like
But
they
like
had all.
they had like one of the funnest missions though, because like on the game, like they had like this extra shit going on. And it was like the final boss for the Turnbull ACs was like a nigga in a wheelchair who had like a gun.
No, he
So like,
wasn't. Yeah,
and so like the way to beat him was like you and your crew had to just keep throwing shit at him until
that's
until one of y'all
funny.
hit him and he
Bro,
like
why do I
got
not
knocked out the
remember
chair.
that, bro?
Yeah,
Why do I
bro.
not remember that
That game
shit?
was
Wait,
problematic.
but real talk, their gang operated off of a bus in the
Yeah,
movie.
because like you had
How
to
did he get on the bus?
hey, help me on this motherfucker, god damn it. I have the gun. You know, that's probably how
Sorry,
he got.
sorry, Warchi.
I
Sorry,
know,
Warchi.
right? But yeah,
Bro, I'm
I
not taking
remember
orders
like,
from this may be problematic. I'm not taking gang orders from a dude in a wheelchair,
but
yo.
he
I'm
has the
sorry.
gun.
Oh, that's true. He was the dude with the gun.
I mean, I wouldn't take orders from no fat mime guy either. I don't know what the. I'm like, I don't know what he had to do to earn his street credibility, but
Like, at what point did they just start making up games when they was coming up with this movie? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sure you know if there's a drama gang, there has to be a mime gang. You're like,
right.
yeah,
well,
like
like,
how? No
well, like,
ideas of that.
the Asian game was wild racist. I think the
Oh my
name was
god,
like the
the
Savage
Savage
Huns.
Huns, yeah.
Yeah, like that's mad racist. Like they called them the Savage Huns.
Yeah, like one of the I remember like one of the like origin story missions was like it was like the origin for Fox. And like they made him wear like "fuck the Huns" T-shirt, and like and they dropped
Yo.
him off in Chinatown. Like that's fucked up. That what type
Also,
of like recruit process is this?
the
Like,
only way that would have been more racist if they was the martial arts gang. Like at least like the Riffs was the martial arts gang.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
even though
if
they
they
was
made the
doing kung
Savage,
fu, but like not like that.
oh
Yeah,
dang,
and they had
never
hatchets
mind.
too, so you know
Oh
there's the.
no,
Yeah, I might
oh
have to
that's
go on
terrible.
YouTube and do like a video game walkthrough because there's so many parts of that game I don't remember. There's
Oh
like the
yeah,
only thing that kind of sticks out to me is like there's like this part where you because me and my bro Rod used to play it together. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah, the
the
co-op was
multiplayer,
dope.
and you had to jump the fences. You had to like jump these fences. You remember that part? They had to
Hmm.
like run and like jump fences, but like because you were playing co-op, if I got clipped, then he got clipped.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's like the only part I kind of like that really
I
sticks
mean,
out to me. Maybe because we had to do that like 70,000 times.
you know what though? Like this is gonna sound petty as hell, but like if I was the Warriors and once I rebuilt everything, I done went straight to that radio station. Oh hey, boy,
Oh
pop, pop,
yeah,
Oh yeah,
bitch, like you know,
yeah.
fuck
bro,
you
You
for
doing?
caught
real,
up the whole movie, bro.
bro.
Like
Because
they'd have heard her getting her ass whooped all through.
at the end, she was just like, "Oh, sorry,
Right, that's all
sorry."
she did. Like, give us some money, bitch. Like,
One dude got killed and
right.
another dude got arrested because of you.
Actually, there were two casualties. Fox got thrown in the train.
What?
Yes.
Wait. Well, who was? Oh, wait. I forgot. I want to count Queel. My bad. By the way, the behind the scenes of why Fox got thrown in the
Oh yeah.
train is hilarious. Like, pretty much he got mad on set and didn't want to come back, and so he just said, "Screw it, I'm not coming back." So when they killed him, if you watch the movie again, that is 100% not that actor getting killed. Like it's a dude who's like 3 feet taller than him, look way different, and you see him from behind because they could not get Homeboy back. Also, he was supposed to be the one who hooked up with the prostitute chick at the end, not Swan.
See, there's a chance that she wouldn't have been threatened with a train. Like, 'cause it's,
Like that's so funny because like it was so important that he was the one who saw homeboy shoot Cyrus and everything. Like he had such a big part in the movie, and then he was just like, on second thought, I'm not coming back.
Right. Like I wonder what type of conflict they had to go down to make him go like, no, I don't want to do this no more. I'm out of here.
Yeah, and it's crazy when you say that too, B, because it's like you think about how many movies come out every year. Like,
Yeah,
how often does that happen? And then what is the resolution? Because, like, what do they do? You know what I mean? Like, even I look at this Black Panther movie that's supposed to come out here
yeah.
soon, and there was
Oh yeah,
a
no.
point where Letitia Wright was looking like she wasn't going to finish the movie. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
do they just come with the bag and just beg you to fucking change your mind? Like, especially because they got
Well, I
all this
think
money invested, or do
yeah, I
they
was about
just
to
like
say
threaten you legally? Like, if you do this, your career is over. Bitch. You will never fucking work in this town again.
Oh
I think
man.
I think it's both for
Yeah.
real. I think it's both, especially on big movies like Black Panther.
I guess
Like
it depends on
for
who
real,
has the
like
leverage.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like on big movies like Black Panther, I think they do both. But like on the Warriors, for real, that movie was relatively cheap, even
Mm-hmm.
by 70 standards. You know what I mean? So like I feel like even though it probably sucked to lose him, they was kind of just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
Mm.
well,
but
well. To be fair, Big John, she was being dumb as fuck. Okay, like
yeah,
with
bro,
this
she was
COVID
tripping.
denial
Like,
bullshit. But anyway,
especially
I ain't
too,
gonna
cause
say it's bullshit because your CDC literally came out and fucking contradicted that shit. So I think there's a space. There's a gray area with this shit now.
yeah.
I
After
didn't.
they found out some more stuff, but people were saying that before they found things out. That's
Yeah,
what trips me out. I'm like, you motherfuckers didn't know shit. You guys were just like guessing,
yeah, she was sharing
Everybody
stuff.
was guessing.
She was like
right? But at
truth
least.
sharing stuff from like truth seekers with a Z.com. Like, bro,
I
like,
swear she probably shared Alex Jones at one point. Like,
nah, you know who's on that Alex Jones tip? Speaking of just straight buffoonery, bro, your boy Kyrie Irving was
oh
out here
gosh.
also woo woo sharing the anti-Semitic video.
He's probably like,
Kanye Kanye didn't even share the
why are y'all
documentary,
picking
bro.
on me? I'm just a free thinker. I'm just speaking
Bro,
my
he was getting
mind.
embarrassed on that interview stand too, bro. I mean that that reporter made him look goofy. Like I was just like, Kyrie, shut up. Like, please.
What was
Fire,
it? I gotta
fire
go
your
look it up.
publicist.
He shared this documentary that like a lot of them like Hotep type dudes be watching, and
Hmm.
it's like really it's like has a bunch of anti Semitic stuff in it. Well, he shared it on his Twitter and then he was getting cooked for it.
I don't know. I don't want to get us canceled, but I don't. I just feel like you know when they say there's a smoke, there's fire. I just don't believe motherfuckers like to be completely wrong. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
annoying.
Apparently, the stuff in the documentary was pretty bad.
Yeah,
Like to the point that he like, if you watch it, like even like you'd have to be crazy to believe. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Like
And
I
then
don't.
like,
I'm not gonna sit here and act like because you hear the stuff. Like I'm not one of those they drink children's blood motherfuckers, but I don't. I
yeah,
I
that's the
don't.
QAnon right
I
there.
don't do this. I don't think that is far fetched to believe that. Okay, like we're the SOS podcast. If
yeah,
someone fucks with Tenzin, then they fucked with me. And depending
yeah,
on what they did, then they're fucked. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like between the three of us, if we have the power to do what we want to do with their future, if they
yeah,
fuck with us, then they're fucked. So imagine an entire industry with those like-minded people. Like it might not be as nefarious as we're gonna do some conspiracy shit, but it can be because Hyman Smith is my cousin twice removed, and he says you're no good,
right.
then you're no good.
And
Like
you know what?
Yeah,
That
I
can
think there's
very
a
well be
difference
a
between
possibility, but
yeah,
y'all have to show more tangible stuff than like, I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, it's common sense. I'll show you.
right. I think
You
there's
know.
a difference between talking about a person's connections and then running with the thing of oh Jews control the media and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like somebody can have powerful connections.
And you
mm,
Like
know,
you know what I mean? Like,
Like
And
like,
it's
there's a
kind of like
complicated history behind all that too, with Jewish
right,
people. Like,
the way I think
yeah,
about it is like black people don't really control hip hop, but we do in some ways police it and come up with some of the politics of hip hop. So
right.
when a white person come into hip hop, there's certain dances that they gotta be willing to do. They gotta tap dance a little bit around certain issues in hip hop in order to get our approval. Like, you if you a white rapper, you gotta pass the lyrical test. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Or you
Technically,
gotta,
you don't got
you
to.
gotta apologize your way into the capacity of, man, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta know every Black History situation, and you gotta make sure that you walk a certain way with the hip hop for us to even acknowledge you first. You know what I mean? Like, and so I just feel like you take that example, now you take it over to executives who are all related in some capacity, even if it's just through their faith. You think there's not some unwritten, unspoken type of code? Like, if these certain things don't happen, if certain things happen, then we're going to stand in solidarity against it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, if they're being disrespected, I could see it. But like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like there's a difference between powerful connections and then jumping to the Jews is mind control with us.
right.
You know what I
because
mean? Like,
this is my thing. Like, this is where I go with it. Like, look, y'all believe in redlining, right?
well, yeah, yeah,
It's
because there's
documented. Like, it's been
yeah,
proven, right?
Mm.
yeah,
But there could be the notion that that scheme is far too elaborate. Far too many people would have to keep it going and be involved and be organized in it for it to exist. Like, there's some people that could dispel that and be like, "We're not redlining, it was a myth. Like, that shit ain't really happened. It's too big to deny that many Black people across the country." But it's like, that shit really happened.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the difference between that and the people who say "Where were the Jews when everything?" like like you said, it's actually been documented. There's actually proof that the redlining happened. They found it, but
but
then you
that's
got insert anti-Semitic Nazis. It's like I'm just saying this shit just because, like what I mean.
I don't know. I just feel like I feel like two things could be right. Like, I feel like there could be separate entities of Jewish businessmen that don't that aren't collaborating nefariously to make things bad happen to Black people or whatever other people. But I think also too there can be, because I'm Jewish, and if I hear something remotely anti-Semitic, and I feel like the rest of the Jewish community is going to conduct themselves a certain way, then I'm going to conduct myself that way in opposition to whatever situation. You see what I'm saying?
I
I don't
mean,
know. I
yeah. Obviously, it makes sense. Like if you're like Folkland Losisburg or something, and you
Yeah.
run the local bank, you hear a particular person being anti-Semitic. Yeah, you're not going to serve that person. And matter of fact, you're going to tell all the other Jewish bankers not to serve him either because he's an anti-Semitic fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, you're going to do that, but that's like a far stretch from like OMGs. The Jews are
right,
going to mind control us
right.
into
I think we're saying.
miscegenation or something
I
like
think
that.
we're roughly saying the same thing. Like, we're
Yeah.
not saying that there's not any collaboration. It's just that like where it gets dangerous is like saying like it's like saying like, oh, the Jews won't, we're restricted because the Jews is controlling us, like, because that's the type of stuff literally that Hitler was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like those are two separate entities.
I feel that, but I just feel like too. It's like when you look at Kanye's current situation of
Oh, his
they
actual Nazis talking points, you mean?
no, no, I'm talking
Like,
about like his current situation, like his consequences, his current consequences. What do you call that?
fucking around and finding out. Like I don't like what
Right.
like.
Yeah. No, no. Stay on that point. Stay on that
hmm
point. Stay there. Stay there. He fucked around and found out from
Yeah.
who?
His advertisers. I
Yeah,
mean, like they
No,
had
no, 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 no. Like who? Like who did it?
it's not. It's just not the monolith of Jews that did it.
right,
It's like
right,
I mean that's what I'm
No,
saying. Like
no,
that's
no,
the.
no, 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 no.
right.
But
We
I'm just
got
saying like
all these
that's where
consequences from
that's where the other
who?
people are saying
From the advertisers, they had
right.
discrimination clauses. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Did they have these
regardless,
discrimination clauses
I
before?
saw this coming. Yeah, look. I can't explain why when a black man said that slavery was a choice that he didn't lose all his stuff. I mean, maybe they were thinking like,
I'm
well, hey,
just
he's black. I
saying, brother.
well, yeah, I was about to
Just
say
saying.
it's because he was black. They don't care if he talks about black folks.
mean,
What they care about is if he talks about other people.
but like we can call out we but we
No.
can point that out, but still say, hey, anti-Semitism is fucked up, Kanye, and you're speaking Hitler points. Like, like we can,
Um,
we can, like both of those can exist. I mean, look, for
yeah,
some
I
reason,
believe that.
like
I just
insulting
think,
black people doesn't hurt the bottom dollar as much as, insulting some other groups. But
yeah.
still, it's like,
And I feel like too, that's less about like a Jewish conspiracy and more about institutional racism. You know what I mean? Pain against black folks is always seen as less than it is against white folks. And I know, there might be people who get upset with me calling Jewish people white, but let's be real, the majority of Jewish people, even if not all, the
no,
majority of
brother,
Jewish people are
Jewish
white.
people are black folks who wear purple Power Ranger suits, and that's the bottom.
keep your
Only
keep
black
your
people were
mind
Jews,
open.
brother.
Keep your mind open, brother. By the way, please buy my purple turban.
I'm
Purple
just saying,
turban.
like, it just, I don't know. I just feel like it's colored with the same brush. Like, you take, you take Kanye West, and he makes these statements, and then he gets these consequences, and nobody is saying that these consequences, nobody is acknowledging where these consequences is coming from.
I mean, but I don't know. See, that's what makes that's what makes these Jewish conspiracies so self-feeding. It's like,
Right, because it's confirmation bias.
yeah, like because like as I was telling B, like someone's getting like reprimanded for being anti-Semitic. Guess what Nazi fuck is saying? Oh well, well of course because you know who runs everything. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So it's like it's just gonna feed itself.
I
Right.
just feel like, man, there have been
But
cancel
look though,
Kanye campaigns before that
but look,
was,
But it was against black folks. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. This is more about institutional racism
yo,
than it
he,
is about.
bro, this before he even, when he was the black people's hero, when he spoke against the president of the free fucking world.
Okay, but like no one was fucking with Bush like that though, and most
I
black
was about to say
and
that was at.
most people who were smart understood that because
I was about to
yeah,
say that was at the height of anti-Bush like sentiments. Like that's
and
after not. That's
and plus
after Iraq,
we
after
saw FEMA's
Afghanistan.
performance with Katrina. It was fucking terrible.
I don't
But
know. I mean, like I said, I try to stay neutral, bro. I'm not one of the people.
but come on though, man. It's like you're like those guys on YouTube that's like, well, I gotta stay on the fence. I don't know who's worse. I mean, them Trump supporters, yeah, they're out here murdering people and like beating gay people up, but those people on the left, they said mean things to to J.K. Rowling. I don't know, like what the fuck,
Nah, I mean, I'm starting to adopt the notion that the left uses. I guess I'm just trying to, like, if I'm anything, I'm pro-black, and I'm just trying to just make sure that I call everybody out on their shit. Like, I see how the left be playing us. Like, I was just listening to goddamn Roland Martin talk about, y'all better get on out there and vote for them damn Democrats because them are some good white folks and they gonna do nothing Ain't nobody else gonna do nothing for you. Y'all better get up.
Well, if he actually said it
I'm
like
telling
that, then yeah,
y'all.
that's crazy.
I
All right,
mean, he was more so like,
it,
well, you got to vote for these Democrats, brother, because let me tell you, these Republicans, they don't want nothing. Like, I can't do his voice. I mean, Serena, she can.
Y'all better get on that.
Deet, 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 deet.
if he actually said it like that, but that's crazy. But for real, I mean, as much don't get me wrong, like sometimes it is cringy when people go like too far, like for like certain Democrats. Like I'll say
Hmm.
that, but I guess my mindset is, especially when I'll see like stuff on Twitter or something, where somebody be like, "Oh, voting, don't matter," or they'll say something like, "Oh, y'all think these Democrats love you?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's a fair point. I agree with that point."
No,
What's
I think they're
no,
gonna represent. Like,
right,
I don't
right.
think they love me, you
My
dumb fuck.
question
Like,
after
like, I
that
mean, like,
is what's part two? Because
right.
part two for a lot of them people is they turn off their phone after posting that tweet and go, and sit back and don't do nothing. You know what I mean? So what's part two of that? Because if you're a more middle way of the, if you're
The
more
enlightened
of a
centrist, yeah.
right, right. If you're more of a centrist person, which I I feel like that's harder for black people to do than white people, but it's whatever. You know what I mean? If you're more of a centrist type black person and you see a tweet like that, wouldn't you? It would kind of trick your brain into thinking, oh well, maybe I should vote conservative, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Because there's not too many centrist people out there. You know what I mean?
Well, I
But like,
think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
but like what I was trying to say is just like, you know, not voting for Democrats is an option. That's definitely a good option. All right, like you can make that option. You're free. You're free. You're American. Whatever. All right, you
Mm-hmm.
can make that option if, especially if you don't like Biden or whatever because of the crime bill and everything. Like I can agree like 45% of that sentiment. My issue is a lot of them people when they go shouting that stuff to the void don't have part two because part two without any other third option is the conservatives. And for real, them people is actually crazy. It's
Right.
actually crazy. You know what I mean? Like you
Not.
know the dude running for governor here, Doug Mastriano. Have you heard half the stuff that he be saying? He's crazy. That man
Yeah.
is actually out of
Yeah.
his mind.
And our
I'm
Lord and
not.
Savior
I'm not.
Brian Kemp
I'm not
is
saying
not
that.
crazy. You're
I'm not
not?
saying that we need
Okay.
to vote for Republicans or conservatively, but I'm just saying that we need to. Well, overall, what I'm saying is we need to stop getting played, right?
Right.
So we
I
need
agree
to
with that.
stop.
Right.
We need to stop playing pussy with the conservatives and thinking that they the boogeyman trying to kill us.
They
And we
are,
also need to
but
stop. We also need to. No, I'm not saying that conservatives aren't the boogeyman, but I'm just saying like at the end of the day, a politician is just that. A
yeah.
Yeah.
politician is going to do what the fuck you tell them to do to get
Yeah.
paid,
Right.
Yeah.
whether that's a conservative or a liberal. They
Yeah.
going to do whatever the
Mm.
fuck you want them to do as long
Yeah.
as your voice and your pockets is matching. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So what black people really need to do is start to try to create a different class of politician that
Yeah.
represents them and their issues. Like, and to me, that could be a hybrid of conservative or liberal. It could be some
Right.
totally different, made up thing.
Right.
But like when black people put themselves in these positions where it's like, I'm gonna vote Democrat because they gonna be my coverage against these imperial fucking
Right.
liberal Darth Vader motherfuckers. Like, I think that's
I
a
mean,
very
and
stupid
that's
way
a,
to go about it.
I mean, and that's a good thing to promote. Actually, like people should be like researching these candidates and like
Right.
these new ordinances that's coming to their town.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I support
Right.
that.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, the only research they'll do is like the president and maybe the governor. They
Yeah.
don't look into anybody else. And yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it
Oh
too.
yeah.
Don't make it seem like I'm no political expert. I suck at most of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, because even when it comes to Democrats, you need to know what type of Democrat you voting for. You
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because some of these people,
Because
shoot,
some
that's
Democrats
probably
are conservative.
Yeah, because that's most likely how West Virginia got Joe Manchin. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They saw a Democrat and voted, and that fool been in there forever doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So like, it definitely comes to more political literacy, definitely. But like, also too, yeah, I'm definitely even ever since I was younger, I've always been like, we should be more than a two-party system here. It's just
Mhm.
it's hard to really get third parties off the ground. You
Right.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then, because for real, I think like Bernie Sanders tried to do that for a while, and then eventually he
just
had to
came to the
roll with it.
Democrats. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had to roll it. I mean, he still has his own policies that they hate him for,
Yeah.
but he's always on the Democratic ticket because he had to be. That's why, like, a lot of them libertarians be folding over with the Republicans 99% of the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but I'm definitely for like third parties and stuff like that. I would definitely support a third party if
I
they
mean, at least
will.
like a competent one.
Right, yeah, competent one.
Cause
Like,
who
I
was
don't
that
want
dude who didn't
them.
know what Aleppo was?
I forgot.
Oh man,
And then
see, exactly.
you have like Jill Stein with like the Green Party. That chick was
Hmm.
weird too. But like, you know what I mean? Like if it was a confident third party for black people that was actually touting our issues, like yeah, I would vote for them, if
See, and
they
I don't
had
think to me, I don't know. I don't think we should have a black party.
why
I
not?
just feel like black people should be, like you said, armed with enough information to make an amalgamation ticket.
Right.
They're gonna like I'm every black person to me. I just realized I didn't even know until like last week what bipartisan. I mean, what's that? Where it's like you're not not bipartisan, but what is it when you're in the middle? You don't vote conservative on the
Centrist?
Oh,
huh?
like independent or
I think it's like starts with a P though, but no bipartisan doesn't that mean like you kind of
Well,
you
bipartisan means that like let's say if they said like a bipartisan bill, that
mm.
means it's supported by Republicans and
yeah,
Democrats.
yeah,
But can you be a
agreement or
bipartisan voter?
cooperation between two political parties.
Well, see,
Uh,
that's the thing. I don't know if I know you can register as an independent, but I don't know like when you're registered to vote, I don't think you can register to
right.
vote as both. You know what I mean? Like, because from what I remember on the ballots, you have to pick either Democrat or Republican.
But so okay, just put a pin right there. Is that not technology?
What?
Like the whole, it's like a slang term, I think. But it's like, don't you think that is? Don't you think that that's conveniently? That's just trickery
Mm, I
to
mean,
be like to be saying you can only vote one or two. You could
Right.
be independent, but we're not really gonna take that serious.
I
And
mean,
every
it's probably. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and each party is going to be super extreme. There's never going to be any medium
Right.
area where they you know what I mean? Like there's never going to be any like gray area where y'all can meet together.
Oh, it's definitely tricky. Like, yeah,
Like
it's definitely
And
tricky. I mean, like
plus, I
that
mean,
shows
that's
just how
trickery.
these two
how
parties have been being funded for hundreds of years.
I was about to say, even before they was called Republicans and Democrats, there's always kind of been a two-party system in America. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
there's been offshoots here and there that have had different variations of strength, but but for real, like if you break it down, ever since like the founding of the country, there's essentially always been a two-party system. It just depends on what degree you are. Like there's like that's why they talk about the political spectrum, and it's like there's left and right on the political spectrum. It just depends on what part on the political spectrum you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, there will always be two schools of thought. It just
Mm-hmm.
depends on where you are on it. And then in America, those two schools of thought have always been roughly around a two-party system.
And I would add to that, not only have always been a two-party system, but have never benefited us. And it's just like, at
Right,
what point do we like? I know voting is important, but this
right,
this year I feel so ignorant because I've been so turned off by politicians
right.
that I don't even feel like it would be right. I don't. I feel like I would be doing the American people a disservice by casting my vote. But I know, but I do know voting is important, even for
Right.
the fact that you got to vote just so that you can maintain the right to vote. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
you got to do
Exactly.
it just so that you can at least make it competitive. But at the same time, it's just like as we, especially as Black people in America, I just
Right.
feel like I mean, like it just seemed like going into the house
Right.
with a domestic violent with a domestic abuser who cheats on you with your sister in your own bed every fucking week.
Right.
Every fucking week you catch this motherfucker and he's like, "Oh baby, you know I love you." You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
you ain't Black if you don't vote for me. It's just like,
And, that was
what the
cringe that he
fuck,
was.
bruh?
Right.
That was cringe that he was comfortable enough to say that. But
Right.
And it's not even
you
like think about it, the comfort, like you said, put the pin on that, the comfort level. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell is y'all niggers gonna do without me anyway?
Yeah.
Y'all you don't even come on, you in the wilderness without me, baby. You know? This is like, god damn, like how are we gonna keep doing that shit? Like to me, I just feel like it's goofy, and I just feel like as extreme as Kanye is with this anti-Semitic rhetoric, I think that sometimes you kind of really need an extreme thought in order for sensible people to start having conscious conversation.
I mean,
You know what I
but
mean?
it's,
I don't know.
he's saying stuff that's been debunked for years. But I mean, but nah, I mean, it's important that we are talking about this now.
Right. Well, like, cause
Uh,
like what you were
Like
saying,
what
like,
Big John said, let's get Cardi to convince. That Cardi B shit was outrageous, bro. That was
hey, Chaz.
yo, that was outrageous,
Well,
bro.
what was she doing?
That let me question Biden. Let me represent the American blacks. I'm the black representatives, and
but
I'm gonna
like,
talk to Biden on our
I'll say this
behalf.
though.
Congrats on
I'll
the
say this
daughter,
though.
little cousin.
Oh, congrats. But I'll say this though. I agree it was kind of corny, but also
Bro, it
it
wasn't
it
corny. That was disrespectful, bro. Do you know how many more enlightened people could have sat in that position and asked them way
no
more
no I feel you.
poignant
That's what
questions?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. However,
But the questions were
it,
asked.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard for me. It's hard for me to like. It's hard for me to tear it down 100% because that probably introduced a pocket of people who weren't politically inclined before. You know what I mean? And as much as I hate to say that, it's probably true. There was probably some like like uh something. I just seen that, yeah. Big Jaw's funny. but but it probably introduced a pocket of people to politics or political thought that wasn't there. And
I'm gonna
to
keep it
me,
real with you, bro.
but
If Cardi
hold on.
B gotta introduce you to politics, you don't need to be voting, bro.
I
You
mean,
don't
but
need your
some of the
vote.
stupidest things can like make you
That's
politically
what I'm
interested.
saying. Like you forget how many people out here that is just stone dumb. Like I'm like there are people who are addicted to social
And maybe I'm
media.
contradicting myself because I did just say you need something extreme, but I,
I mean, but
And I'll say this too. I like that better than Mary J. Blige singing the Hillary Clinton. That didn't do nothing. During the 2016 election,
uh,
Mary J. Blige sang that corny behind song to Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton was looking at her like, lady, why is you singing this song to me with no music in the It was bad, bro. I'll take Cardi B asking questions to Joe Biden over that any day.
but you know
yeah.
what? That also works. Like that also can work in a negative because some normal kid who was never politically like involved at all, like see like Steven Crowder or some shit and be like, oh well, god damn, I gotta be more like, but like they'll be more politically
Right.
involved, but like they'll be conservative and
Exactly.
hate black people. So
Yeah. I was like, it's like, yeah, it's such a, that's the thing, like, when it comes to this stuff, it's so hard. You know what I mean? It's like you were saying too, Lauren, like, like you feel like you'll be at a disservice voting because you don't really know, but unfortunately, I think that's the that is the issue, especially in our state. Not knowing is definitely bad too, or people like not voting is definitely bad. Because imagine like enough people don't vote, and we get that full Dr. Oz up in here, we're done for, bro.
And, you
Like
know,
it's
I just,
over.
it's like I'm getting to a point now, and maybe it's always been like this, but maybe I'm just becoming more enlightened and I'm just more aware, or maybe it's just the information age. But it just seems like since Obama, it's been the lesser two evils.
Yeah, it's
It's
always
like
been
it just
that.
seems like it keeps being
yeah,
the lesser two. Like it's like you got these two morons that you don't want in there, but you got to
Right,
pick one of the two dumbasses, and it's just like
right,
yeah.
why? And it just like to me, it's getting to a point where anything above basically your local goddamn fucking liquor license board is just buffoonery. Like, why would you? It's just like voting for anybody from like the mayor up is just a clown show.
right,
You know what I
But I
mean?
mean, well, people should focus more on their local elections,
Mm,
because that's where you can like uh, I mean, at least that's where you can feel the most change. Because I mean, your local
right.
dog catcher, you can keep him in check. Because you live in like you're like the Scranton dog catcher or some shit. You can keep him in check just because you're right there. But
right.
also, what I was saying too is like I'm speaking as a Southerner here. Like once Georgia got flipped blue, like our state like started churning out like all these different voting ordinances that made it really pretty much made the voting process like harder.
Mm,
So it's like,
Uh,
I mean, I know it sounds corny, but it's like, well, they're doing all this shit to make it so hard for you to vote. I mean, they're doing that for a reason too. There's smoke, there's
yeah.
fire.
Mm,
So, I mean, I don't know, like they're working so hard to like make sure you don't have a voice. It seems like, yeah, like as you said, it's like you got to keep voting just to maintain that right in itself. So,
yeah. Yeah. And it's just like there's a part of me that feel like there should be barriers to voting. Like if the barrier is bring your ID and niggas is mad at that, boy, what the fuck is you talking about? You should have to bring your fucking ID, bro. Like what? That don't even make sense. Like why would you get mad at that? Like don't your
uh,
ID like basically establish your citizenship? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think. Well, I mean, hey, it's hard for illegals to vote. Like that whole stuff that Trump was talking about, they was busting illegals
they
to vote. That's like
they
impossible.
weren't. Like,
Yeah, like that's impossible to do. It's I don't. That's the thing. Like I feel like the whole ID thing. I feel like, but I think that's the thing with the terms of like, yeah, it sounds reasonable, but I feel like that's an extra hassle to add on to people. You know what I mean? Trying to vote because you don't need it. The elections are already safe now without that requirement. So why would you need it rather than to just hassle people? You know what I mean? Does that you know what I'm trying to say? Like
I
it just
know
feels
I ain't going. I'm turning my face up from what you said previously, but when you said what you just said right there, that resonates. I do understand how it could just be another like Gestapo type of situation. You just like
right,
basically being fascist, but a reasonable adult that don't got his ID, bro, and you
right.
want to go vote.
Right. I
Just,
remember thinking that when I first heard that too, because I think it was like around Obama's second term when I first heard about that. I was like, well, everybody got an ID. Like, dude, I got an ID. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, but like,
yeah, like the state issued idea.
right, but like, I think there are smarter people who can explain the deeper problems with that. But to me, as a casual dude, it just feels like, yeah, while that sounds reasonable, it also just like, but why add that? You know what I mean? It's just like it just feels like you're going out of your way. That's the same thing too with was it in Georgia, Marcus? They made the thing that they can't pass out water to people standing in
Oh
line.
yeah, Raffensperger. Yeah, he did that
Right.
shit.
It's just like that's such an extra thing
Like
to in order
why?
yeah, like
Like
why? Like you're purposely discouraging people from standing in line.
yeah, but I'm against anything discouraging. Like I'm against
Right.
anybody being like, yo,
Put TSA employees. Oh, well, yes, I'll get I'll get a free hand
you
job
gotta
when
get
I'm
cavity
like
search
voting.
first.
Like,
Oh wait, check the time. Check the time. Check the time.
Oh shit. It's 8:59, bro. Hold on. Let's
oh
see if
shit.
let's see. We've been doing this for a minute. Let's see if it'll let us rock.
Yeah, it's a
It's
chill
nine
stream.
o'clock, yo. It's
Uh,
9 o'clock. They ain't cut us
but
off, yo.
right.
Let's see
But
if we
like,
get the 901.
yeah.
The 11th
No, we ain't
NASDAQ.
start at 9 actually. What time did we start? At 8. We started what, 8:03?
Yeah,
4.
Okay.
Maybe
But
they being nice.
we can risk the
but
chill stream. We can see if it goes fast.
But
yeah.
yeah, nah, I'm against anything ridiculous. But
Right.
I just feel like a reasonable though that like come in because think about it. We talk about voting, but how mad have you ever gotten? Have you ever gotten to the club doors and your man's ain't have his ID? When if my man's
Oh
don't get
yeah.
the ID when I get to the club, I look at him like motherfucker.
Like,
The
why didn't you tell us this?
the fuck is you doing, bro? You fucking up the whole night. We looking at you, and you
Right.
looking at us
Right.
like, what y'all gonna go in? Yeah,
Right.
we going there, nigga. We brought our ID.
Yeah.
Fuck are you talking about?
God damn.
But
But
but yeah.
clubbing is a privilege. Voting is a right. Like,
Right.
I feel it, but I'm just saying, like a nigga will make sure they got their ID for the club.
oh yeah, of
Right.
course.
But you can't bring your ID. And then I think too, it's like you can tell me if I'm wrong, but do they use the ID at all for the census to make sure that the ballots don't get fucked up, like the counting of it and shit? You know how they be having like the missing ballot bullshit that they be trying to do. Like, do they
Right.
use the IDs at all to keep count of that shit or no?
I don't think because I don't think every state has the ID rule. Like I don't think that's a federal thing. I think because I think Republicans tried to make it federal, but I don't think that's a federal thing yet. I
Mm.
could be wrong, but I don't think that's a federal thing yet. But uh but yeah, so I don't know if they do that. I forgot exactly how they keep track of it, but there's a way they do it. I don't know any poll workers, so I can't.
But I do
But
feel
like,
you be like it is all warfare at the end of the day. And
right,
like they're gonna use any advantage, political warfare, like they're gonna use any advantage they got, even if it's as simple as, oh, I ain't even got my ID, so I can't even go the fuck down there. Fuck it. But I do is just like
yeah,
damn, at what point do you, and I'm just talking about just black people in general, at what point do you realize that, like, yo, the level of warfare that our adversaries is on is so minute and they think of every fucking thing
right,
and they're always thinking of ways to fuck us?
Okay.
Like, at what
right,
point do we just,
Yeah.
like,
So the ID thing is state by state. Georgia
right.
is very strict. Because they asked for my ID when I went there.
I was about to say, I
Um,
don't think they asked for RC.
Tennessee. Let me see. Let me go to Pennsylvania. PA. Well, actually, it says but then again, I'm on ncsl.org. Let's see. It says a strict voter ID law was enacted in 2012, but is not in place because the state Supreme Court struck it down. Okay, so y'all don't have it.
Yeah, I was about to say, they just check your signature. They got the book, and you gotta sign it, and then they match it up to the signature in the book.
I'm just saying, like, if they got that, like, nigga, I'd rather them just take my ID, bro, my signature. But, like, some niggas can't even write.
I mean, that's part of it too. Like, that's also a form of disenfranchisement. Like people who's illiterate instead of can't
Yeah,
write the,
because
but like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's like I feel you on the common sense thing because it definitely sounds like common sense, but like,
Mm.
you know, but also I just worry about
Pennsylvania.
like I just worry about the whole thing of like, like just why. You know what I mean? Like just
Nah, I
just
feel you.
why.
I feel you too, and it's like it's warfare. They
Yeah,
using that as a tool in their holster to fucking make it so that your ass can't vote. But at
right.
what point do we be like, oh, that's what they on? Fuck it. I'm gonna put on a campaign and make sure everybody on my block got their ID. You hear me?
I'm using an AKTL.
This
AKT,
nigga big job.
Pennsylvania, bro.
Oh god. See, to my surprise, Texas, they'll request your ID, but it's like if you don't got it, they'll just make you sign some shit. That's
Yeah.
I thought Texas would be on our dumbass boat. Like, nah, nigga, you need to show your ID.
What's like the most when it comes to like Jerome? What state should Jerome just avoid? Like,
I feel like
Mississippi.
that's it.
if
Like, just don't go to Mississippi ever.
I feel like that, and at the point Ron DeSantis is at,
Oh
if
yeah,
he lose,
Florida.
yeah, because like if he loses the presidency, I think he's just gonna try to stay governor, and if he loses the because everybody knows he's about to try to run for president, and if he loses, bruh, he gonna go hog wild down in Florida.
Who's this?
Ron
Ron DeSantis,
DeSantis.
Uh,
that fool's crazy,
What
bro.
what
He's out of
what
it.
happened with that Disney thing? Like I guess
I
were they
think
able to salvage that or what?
I don't know. I think they just from what I mean I remember because Lord I don't know if you know Lowe's but he removed their so like Disney operated within a special district. I think it was
I
like a
think I
tax
did hear
exempt.
about that.
Yeah, it got started way back by like Walt Disney's brother back in
Yeah.
like the 60s I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that because I think like the way they was operating before it would have messed up uh the taxes in either because I think they were perfectly in the middle of two counties. And so they had their own tax exempt district. I mean, they had their own like uh garbage collectors, everything. Like and
Yeah.
then they would just contract police and stuff from the two surrounding districts from
Yeah.
time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ron DeSantis got mad at them because of the whole trans rights stuff. So he used his executive powers and waived their tax exempt district, and because of that, they was like the two districts that they're in the middle of, like they'd have to use their resources to keep Disney's area afloat. You know what I mean? Because Disney has whole communities down there with their workers, like their work, like I think Walt Disney, that was like his vision. He wanted to build communities with the Disney workers, and so
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of them live down there, and
Slave
so now
quarters.
like yeah, so now their services got to get taken over by the two districts and everything.
Yeah.
Like like
That's
that's
ill.
yeah, that's crazy, and like they said that like them people's taxes in them two surrounding districts is going like
Yeah.
was supposed to jump real crazy,
Yeah. Nah, that's
but.
definitely some vindictive ass shit.
Right.
Why do people care so much what people do with their peepees?
I don't know.
I
But
was
you
like,
know,
and
they turned into a we gotta protect the kids thing, but it's like
for real, even
kids
if
aren't
you
getting
have
hurt by
an
that.
issue, you could just chill by yourself with
Right.
the issue. Or you could just hang out with other people who have the issue. All y'all get together in the room and say, hey, I have an issue. Cool. Now don't let it leave that room. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all gotta
why are
watch
you
FD Signifier's latest joint about
Oh, the
conservatives.
yeah, that shit was
Did you
good.
watch that shit, bro?
Mm. I mean, 'cause
I
they
ain't gonna
both have
lie,
like
like
this
because I
weird
grew up in
relationship
the
with it.
church,
Like,
I felt a lot of them daggers. I was like, damn, like that's the one thing about FD Signifier. If you keep it real with yourself, that motherfucker's gonna make you feel some type of way. Like, damn, man,
yeah.
I need to,
I mean, he's
that's why I try not to be so staunch in my beliefs of shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I know that
uh
there's so many conflicting principles within me. You know what I mean? Like,
right, right. Yeah, because we're human beings.
yeah. I don't really watch a lot of his stuff, but I've been meaning to check him out. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean, he be
like,
dropping feature films as like videos.
yeah.
I still hadn't watched the Lauren Hill joint though. I gotta give that a shot.
nah,
Speaking of,
that Lauryn Hill one, man, it took me a little bit. Like, I'm still a little. I don't know if I could totally jump on board with him on that one.
I mean, because like the Nicki Minaj video, I was like, all right, I'll hear. Oh, he's actually right.
No,
Like, you know,
even
like,
piece of Lauryn Hill up. Like
oh,
you
okay.
got to be a super fan like me to be like, but what about the media?
I mean, it's not the
oh, was he
media's
get?
fault that she. But I don't know. But I heard there was like, I heard she was supposed to have a second album, but the label fucked her out of it or something. Or
That's what I'd always heard. That was the story I always heard that she got screwed out of it.
mm,
Cause like I remember when you watched that. You ever see Dave Chappelle Block Party the movie?
mm,
like on there when at the end where he surprises everybody with the Fugees getting back together, like they said that it was just supposed to be her at the concert, but the label wouldn't let her perform songs off of her album. So
Wow.
so like Dave Chappelle worked his magic to get Praz and Wyclef in.
Yeah, no, it is true. When I went to her show. She just does renditions of the songs. She can't even do the real songs.
Oh wow.
That's
There is it's
right.
she does her best to make it sound like something. You know what I mean? Like, cause she's a genius, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just not nowhere near the same.
Wait a minute. So she can't do the real song like at all.
Not at
So
all.
she be keeping people 3 hours over
Don't
for
you do it?
renditions
Don't you
for
do it?
renditions.
Don't you dare do it?
Oh,
Oh
I'll
Don't
yeah.
you
set that
dare
venue
besmirch the
on
name of
fire.
that
Get the
No
black.
fucking
way.
cross.
If I had to hear the acoustic version of that thing and you kept me 4 hours
I mean,
over,
now, hold on,
I,
now. I would vibe out to an acoustic Zion though. I'd be in that crowd like
Nah,
tears
it's
in the
like the
eyes.
songs are dramatically different. They're like nowhere
Mm-hmm.
near the
Oh,
studio
okay.
recordings of it.
Lord, I feel you. I'm burning down the venue.
Don't you dare in your
I'm
life.
burning
Nah,
down the
man, get the
venue.
cross. That's the only way. Just get
Oh
the
my
cross.
Jesus. I'd be so mad, bro. I don't know. Because you went to her show here, right?
hmm
Did she keep y'all over like 2 hours?
It was like 3 hours, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Lord, you wasn't mad?
That's my girl. I fuck with her.
Oh, nah.
Oh,
Say what you were gonna say.
Nah, that's
nah,
I
nah.
was about to slip bad, wasn't I, bro? About to slip like a motherfucker.
Man. I mean,
Listen.
that's.
I
I
went to
mean,
see,
that's
I
dope
went to
that you
see
like her
what?
that much. I guess, but I'd have been, a little bit, just a little. I'm a
I was
Nah,
patient
about to
it
man.
say,
was it was my birthday. I was trying to keep the vibes high. You know what I mean?
oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah, you don't want to be mad
You
on
didn't
your
want to black
birthday.
it up like, hey man, where's she at though?
And I think too, it would have been different if I wasn't already braced for it. But by that time, she'd been
Oh
doing this shit
yeah,
for like a year.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, yeah.
the first couple shows she did it, bruh. You know them people was hot.
Hot.
Nah, I was about to say like I went to see Wayne up at Slippery Rock my freshman year of college, and he kept us waiting like about 20 minutes to half an hour. I was
hmm
mad then,
Yeah.
but yeah, I got over it once he came out. You know
hmm
what I mean? 'Cause that's because he was performing the actual song. If I had to hear acoustic of Billy, oh no, I'm killing
Can you imagine
it.
like some yuppie white dude on his ukulele, like a million, 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 million,
A
like
million here, a million there.
with his fucking
a,
corgi dog.
a million and Sicily.
All right,
We got miniature Wayne at home.
right.
Oh man, miniature Wayne.
Miniature one.
It's just a white dude. It's a white dude with
Oh fuck!
it's a
With them
white dude
white boy
with bad,
dreads.
yeah, with matted white boy dreads, and he comes out and
Oh,
he's not sipping lean. He's just sipping like tea.
ugh.
And he said, "Hi guys, I'm Miniature Wayne." Ah,
I'm I'm the bomb, man. Like tic tac.
Yeah, like that's
lick, lick, lick like a lollipop.
Sound like a barbershop quartet on that one. You just needed like
What?
3 more guys.
bop like a lollipop. Supposed to lick the rapper. Yeah.
What's what's that? There's like a 50 songs like lollipop. Like was it what was like that Dell commercial where they were singing
Lollipop,
lollipop?
lollipop.
Imagine
Oh,
they're doing lollipop by Lil Wayne and they go and they just like do the cheek pop.
Nigga said shortstop.
so
Short
call
stock
me
the way.
so I can do it for you.
Yeah, call me, so I can do it for you.
Oh shit.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh
The F
man.
is for phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
For Phoenicia.
Thank you. That was my show. Anyway, don't do drugs.
No, I hit him with the. That was my show. Okay.
I know, right? Oh yeah. Them college tours gonna be lit, man.
Guys, we're having an after party up at the Starbucks at the Student Center. Thank you.
Like the concert would just be like just people like sitting in a circle around the tree, just like him just
My dreadlocks were made of what they call that, reusable.
real G's move in silence like lasagna.
You guys like lasagna? I do too.
I know, right? You gotta...
I can't eat lasagna anymore because it's gluten.
I know. Oh my god. Yeah, man, gluten-free lasagna. Make sure you get vegan lasagna, man. Go to the local shop, you know.
Oh man.
See my partner Peter at Pittsburgh.
I would have been.
Why are they clowning you for being so positive though? Like, is it
right?
Is that toxic?
I know. That's messed up. We're describing like the best dude on the planet.
Right.
And we're joking him so bad.
Like this guy can talk himself out of an ass whooping too. It's like, hey man, give us your money, fool. Hey man, you know, there's more things than money that you need. I mean, let's really.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't have even been mad at the concert no more. I done went back to fight him, and he was like, "Hey man, I know you're upset."
Short stock, Dwan.
Nigga, did you just say what I said, but smarter?
Man, I don't even want to push this dude.
Shit, bro, I got faith though, bro. I love y'all, man. God damn it, what's up with these guys, man? God damn it.
He too busy racing.
Oh man, yeah, that's okay. I knew nothing about the subject matter, so maybe it was a mercy kill. And plus, we gotta have a good little chill stream.
I think we gotta do more of these, man. You know, get
I'm gonna put this on
I'm
gonna put this on the YouTube just because we talked about some heavy topics.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Big John, for always supporting us and making us laugh.
Thanks, Big John.
Big and Miss Johnimus.
Everybody, be sure to catch the Big
John.
podcast.
Boy, how big is your?
Oh, bro. He just,
Hey, yo.
I know, right? Hey, yo.
The acoustic dude got like a chick he bring on to be like Nicki Minaj. Like it's like just some like Indian girl in a beanie. And he got a whole Young Money team, but it's
right.
like,
It'll be like Nikki. Like it wouldn't be Nikki. It'd be like Nikki or something like that. This is my partner, Nikki. Like, he'll call his Drake Aubrey. He's like, Aubrey, get out here, man. Come on, Aubrey.
I was about to say Drake can breathe the acoustic Drake. Like he'll just like and he just talk in his regular voice and don't put that weird slang on it. Yeah, he'll be the acoustic Drake. Got Liger for Tiger.
Liger.
Like, hey, leave the phones on the table so we can all see him, okay? I'm all day with it, AM to the PM.
Tricky man. They don't even call themselves Young Money. They call themselves like fucking.
Right.
What's some fucking communist shit to call yourself? Like some old fucking
youthful ruble.
Right. You come into a local liberal arts college near you. Like.
We Gutta. How you? An acoustic Gutta would be the funniest thing in the world. It's probably just some like Russian dude who don't know he in the band.
I don't know why you guys keep bringing me to these things. I don't know what you want me to do.
They told me say Gutta, so I just say Gutta.
Cold Spice.
Cold Spice. Wait, she's a part of the. Okay, no, that's
who? Spice.
You thought it was funny?
Oh my God,
that nigga's a munch.
This is the bunch.
You know what though? It's
Bruh.
like I'm glad women have their thing though. Like,
Mm.
but damn, I'm not gonna lie. I think my feelings would definitely be hurt if I got called a munch, just because it just sounds like one of those
Nah,
like
real talk.
'80s insults.
The minute somebody called out her rap formula, I can't view any of her songs the same. They said that she'll just say three like terrible lines in a row, and then she turn around, bend over, like, and then go back to
Hey
say a
man,
terrible line.
everybody got a formula.
Hey,
I don't know. Rap might be dead, bro. Rap might be. Rap. I
they
don't know.
say
Rap
that
is
every
going through
year.
a.
They
Right?
say that every year. It's gonna be all right.
Dang, like I was just wondering about what those conversations say. Like, oh, what that nigga Tenzin? Yeah, he's a munch. Like, ouch.
Rap might
Damn
be
it,
over, bro. I think it's over, bro.
They say that every year. We gonna be all right.
we gonna be all right.
I'm about to start listening to fucking goddamn. I don't even know.
Electric music,
R&B or something.
ED, that dank EDM.
I don't know. I think the new wave of music at this point might be that Afrobeat shit, bro. That shit is
Mm-hmm.
like that shit got way more energy in it now
Hey,
than hip
bruh.
hop right
Hey,
now.
bruh. Them, like, hip hop looking black country dudes is in, bruh. Like, what's I'm trying to think what's that new dude's name, but like Jimmy something, bro. But like he looked like a rapper, but I swear he's a country singer, and them white people love him, bro. Like it's crazy. Like it's wild. Like them white people love him. Like I don't know what it is. I Lil Nas X set a wave of these like overly
Bro,
hip
like
hop
I
looking
was
dudes.
I was not expecting country to accept him into the fold, bro. Like he was already black. So when he came out as LGBT, I thought they were gonna be like, all right, boy, you done yeed your last haul.
Heed your last. Oh, oh my
That's funny.
god.
But they accepted this man. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess Clay Aiken's already in there, so I guess like why not, right? But
He said he heat his last haul, bro. That might be one of the illest I've
Well,
ever heard of it.
I'm headed to Nashville in November, so
oh shit,
they
nigga.
might. I was about to say, I'm gonna be. Maybe the reason I didn't get the Family G to rapping is because country music was my future.
Oh
Hey
yeah.
man,
I'm gonna
you gonna
come
be in
back with.
Nashville when NFM's not there?
Oh,
And,
yeah. Nah, I'm gonna come back with a 10-gallon hat, looking like Garth Brooks.
You're gonna be talking
I
about
think Brandon
Yellowstone
met
and shit.
I think Brandon met Drama. Did you meet Drama before?
Yeah. When he came, we all went out to Carnegie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I met him, Sosa. I met all of them.
Oh yeah, you was up at the crib, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous.
bruh, they was joning on each other, bro. That was the coolest I ever seen in my life. They, they was mad funny.
All right. So is it over for other stuff? We've had
Oh yeah.
close to 90 minutes.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. I love you, man.
All right, y'all.
Well,
Peace.
love you, fans.